What's up? Good morning, everybody. Animated emotes can now be deployed. What is up? Panda? Panda? Hello? Hello? Panda? Alright, children. Children. It's time to play chess. Yes, children. Alright. Good morning. Schumacher has 357 games. Game 358. I think you might be closing or closed in on Morales already. It wasn't here enough. Alright, 7 plus 5 casual challenges. Rapida. Muy rapida. Your turn, you're always white. Perception. Perception is that Schumacher is usually white, but sometimes he's black. Alright. Yeah, I was thinking about the Nimzo. Never waste time, do you? I got my morning mosquito bite in. My room is clear. But there is a bug up there. What is that bug? It's a weird looking bug, man. What is that bug up there? What is that? Alright. Yeah, alright, classical Nimzo. I've been playing castles, correct? What do you play now? Bishop g5 or knight f3 or that? That's weird. That's a hybrid. Strange hybrid. Shouldn't be a problem. It's like a Nimzo with e3 castles and you played queen c2. Question is, what is really objectively the best move here? Well, everything's possible. I've got a wide range of possibilities, but d5. I don't really love d5 in this spot. There's b6. I played that a bunch. I think I even played rook e8 once. c5, a3. Mosquitoes get me every morning when I go out of my room. My office here is clean, but, well, there was one in here yesterday, but mostly it's clean, but I can't even be outside for like 1 minute without getting bit. I'm delicious. Oh, my leg itches so bad. I need to wear like a suit of armor or something. Too tasty, guys. Do you think it's worth making a Lee-Chess HUD? Ooh, bro. You're asking the wrong person. Worth it, but like financially, or people will like it? Is this like a product or just like a free project? I mean, I think that people would like it, but you got to be careful with the Lee-Chess terms of service. I don't know. Hmm. Yeah, it's an interesting question. Interesting question about, what information you can get that's not cheating, you know? What about, like, what kind of statistics would not be cheating, you know? I mean, like, your opponent's rating progression over the last. Think about it, what about things like, yeah, your opponent's history or rating progression, something like that? Would that be cheating? I mean, you could really look that up, and it's not connected to the game directly. It's interesting. Interesting thought. Master Bates here. I was worried, man. You came with a quote. This player loses on time. Uh-huh. Yeah, it's a tough call. I don't know. It's interesting, though. There's some wiggle room to argue that certain info is not cheating. Or, yeah, you could look up stuff before the game starts. Like, if you're clocked in and start running as the game really started. I like just on the other side, not directly related, but sort of related. When you start a game on Lichess and you haven't made a move and you lose on time, you lose rating points. Okay, I think that's not right. That's not the way it works in the real world. If you don't move a piece, you can't lose rating points. If you forfeit without moving a piece, as far as I know, I can be wrong though. I can be wrong. Maybe if you sit down at the board and the arbiter starts your clock, and you're like present, that counts as starting the game. But yeah, you lose rating points in Lichess if you lose on time, even if you didn't make a move yet. In some cases, you can abort the game if it's like maybe it's like a private challenge or something. But if it's like an hourly arena, if it's like an arena, you can't for sure. Okay. Too much talk, very little action here from me. I'm gonna take. I don't love this. This is the weird system he's playing. But generally speaking, I have good development. Two bishops versus two knights. I could take. Interesting idea as well, taking on f3. To d5. He's so far ahead on the clock. Hedgehog. What do I want to do? Hedgehog. Hogger. And let's play something unique. Unibrow. I love my bishop too much. White has strong attacking chances on the king side. It's a possible move, but it's very high. Bishop takes a 3 would be like a high maintenance kind of position. where I really would like to have more time. Master B, just give the tier 1 sub. What's up, Tezake? Tezake. He did this. How does that work? I am not understanding. You induced d6. I guess he was only thinking about like bishop takes g2. Yeah, 95 looks like a big mistake. Now I have e5 among others. others. He'll probably play knight g5 there. He loves his knight g5 type of stuff. But he doesn't have a place to like put his king. He's not going to castle kingside, so I could wait. It's a hedgehog. Please don't call that human's nickname. Oh, here we go. Here comes the artificial intelligence. He's castling anyway. I know it's difficult for you guys to focus on the chess. Yeah, I don't know how good this move is, but I didn't think he would castle, and I intended to play bishop takes f3, then I changed my mind. I'm just very indecisive. I don't know. This shouldn't be a problem, this variation for black, but I didn't want to play d5 until his c5 was not viable. Viability, 0. Visibility, okay, I should have played e5 probably before when I had the chance to do it, objectively. Visibility, 0. Now we have an idea. The Aster mate. Fishing poles. Polling station. Aster, yes sir. Yasterbait. That's pretty funny, man. You should make a new handle called Yasterbait. All right, we have a subtle threat. Can you see the subtle threat? He almost is down to my amount of time. We finally caught up. 138 to 138. It's like the classic, you know. My whole approach to time management is sort of like the rabbit and the hare. The rabbit and the hare. The tortoise and the hare. The rabbit and the hare. Yeah, it's not. That's dementia when it starts. Monday morning dementia with brain fog. That's what I should have made my stream title. I know. There are different kinds of bunnies, right? But anyway, we're doing the turtle time management. The turtle wins the race despite starting out slow. Yeah, Tizik already said, he said what I said. I didn't realize he said it, or maybe he said it after me. Schumacher is freaking out. Hound dogs, to be exact. A hound is simply a variety of dog, right? A type. Now, but hares and rabbits, I'm not so expert on. Dog balls. Dodgeball. Uh-oh. Beep, 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 beep. All right. You might want to be careful here. I am prepared for the worst. F3. Am I, though? An artificial way of meeting the threat. Just cover it up. G4. You want to play G4. You love the G4. Alright, we'll make secondary defensive. Oh my god. Did I really want to do this? Did I really want to do this? Yes. Oh, you've got that cheapo over there. That's nasty, man. Check. What if I check first? What if I check first? Why should I check at all, man? You know, I just thought about it. Why check at all? It's weird, like, Schumacher loves this, like, adrenaline rush where he has less time or something. It's really weird. No more perpetual check. So much for the perpetual check. I have 95. But is it good? Yeah, it's good. I missed that move. It's a nice move you got there. They're unbelievable, man. It's just unbelievable. Where are you going? Completing the maneuver. I can't say I've ever done a king maneuver like that, particularly. That was fun. That was fun, wasn't it? It's possible you played too much bullet chess, dude. You can't resign. Wow. King G8 to B7 in a Nimzo. Has it ever been done before? The light square connection. I don't know, man. I mean, that wasn't the plan originally. I didn't want it to have to go to that point, but maybe it was sound, you know, maybe I was always winning. Opening kind of pissed me off, this variation. It's sort of weird. Who plays this? There's like no games. 15 games. Tullio Marinelli. Semko Semkov against Mikhail Tal, 1984. At least I'm on the right side of it. Bishop d3, c5, exactly. a3 takes. C takes d4. Yeah, I mean, most people didn't take on d4, but what other plan is there? Someone did play bishop takes f3. It's funny. Bishop takes f3 is interesting. But my move is actually the engine's #1 move, queen c7. Yeah, that's the kind of move that it's important to find, I think. These guys play d5. Queen c7, engine #1 move. Oh no, they like d5 now. It likes d5. I was afraid of this. This was my concern. I wanted this to work, but I didn't think it worked. I literally looked at this. I didn't see how it works. You know, he can play knight takes c5, but I have d4. I missed this. Yeah, I just didn't take it one move far enough. Although this is like equal and unclear according to the computer. But I was never worse. The whole game. Pretty good game. All right, next victim, please. Learning chess. Guys, thanks Astrobate for gifting a sub to Teze. Good to see all of you. I know I'm not supposed to say that, but in English it's okay. I said it in English, you know. GSOTs, it's okay if I say you know. And I don't even understand why it's bad. So I'm just, innocent. All right. Learning chess. Good luck. D4. What's the analysis? Computer is still thinking about it. Yeah, computer could be thinking a long time. I don't know. Schumacher just refuses to learn theory, and he keeps playing. He keeps playing like this amorphous, non-theoretical setup. I could play like the rest of my life and never have that Queen C2 E3 variation. He didn't always do that though. He used to do Knight F3 and Bishop G5. I think the Queen's Gambit Accepted is a dynamic. It's more dynamic than the Queen's Gambit Decline. But it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be like sharp necessarily. I think black can play it in a solid way. Rubinstein. I just went over a Rubinstein Marshall match, and they had a number of games in the Queen's Gambit Accepted where Rubinstein was black. I mean, Rubinstein, pretty solid player. But I mean, the thing was, like, in that time, in the early 1900s, there's a few openings that were very, very popular. Tarash, the Queen's Gambit Accepted, Queen's Gambit, what else? Especially those two. Semi-Tarash. Queen's Gambit Declined, obviously. Anything with D4, D5. But Queen's Gambit Accepted, I like it. I've been thinking about playing it all my life, but kind of never, Yeah, but what black is doing here, this is not normal. Learning chess is just like randomly putting his bishop on d6 without putting any pressure on my center is a dangerous thing to do. Because obviously you're in Forkville here. Welcome to Forkville. Or else you're just going to simply lose a tempo. Do I want to waste time with Queen E2? Probably. I like wasting time. You hate Hong. Comfy Black's Queen's ideas and QGA. I think, I feel uncomfy in the Queen's Gambit Decline, too. Because you got no space. Well, it's like the Sicilian, it can go to C6 or D7. And that's not an easy thing to do in the Sicilian either. No, I mean, I think, the classical way to play it is like Steinitz, where black plays C5 and knight C6. And that's more solid. You get more immediate pressure on the center. When you do A6 and B5 and bishop B7 and knight D7, then your queen side gets shaky with the B5. So I think that's more aggressive, but also more dangerous for black. You do the fluid queen side with A6, B5. White's going to play A4 at some point, and then all the problems really start, where white breaks up the queen side with A4. You have to push to B4, or give up your B5 pawn, trade it on A4, or what have you. So the most classic way to play the Queen's Gambit Accepted is to just play C5 as soon as possible. You can even play without A6. That's the oldest version, I guess. This is very unconventional what he's doing here. I mean, if we look this up in the database, there'll be only a handful of games, under 5 probably, I would bet. It's possible black's already in trouble, but E4, E5... Yeah, it's weird. Possibly queen e2 is maybe inaccurate. He's still going to do the same plan, though. He could also put his knight on c6. What happens sometimes in these variations, actually, I've seen games with knight c6, and white goes like bishop e5. So you have to play a6 to prevent bishop e5 and stuff. I don't know. Trying to inhibit black's breaks here. But I was never a person. I never played the Queen's Gambit much with black, only occasionally. Like 5% of my life, I played the Queen's Gambit with black. I've played d5 with black 5% of games against d4. And like 95% of games with knight f6 or even something else, like g6 or e6. I have a handful of Queen's Gambits that I've ever played with black. I can remember them. There's so few of them. Pretty much. It's pretty, you've been playing chess for 35 years and you can remember all the games that you played the Queen's Gambit declined as black because there's so few of them. Alright, now this is really ridiculous. Alright, now he's probably lost. Strategically lost after c6. It's too passive. No, I mean, but if black plays knight c6, you play bishop e5, and you're gonna prevent them from playing e5. So it's pretty disruptive. That's why he put his knight on d7. But I don't understand this player. I mean, it's weird. You would never guess it by this game. We've had a lot of theoretical games where he played the opening really well, and I keep talking about the fact that it's like multiple personality disorder, or black is like two different people or something. Yeah, black's basically playing it like the Cole system or whatever, essentially. They're playing the Cole system with black, just there's no strong point on d5. Now, I played rook d1 to stop e5, but they played c6, which doesn't help anything, really. And now they're facing e5, so there's a massive threat. Black has to move the bishop again. Bishop back to e7 or c7 or something. And now my space advantage is so big that black is like strategically lost. But it's weird, because learning chess used to play the openings extremely incisively. I guess he stopped using the opening book or something. HUD. Chud. Yeah, I mean, this is about as passive as you can play it. Knight c3 b5. Knight c3 b5 looks like his realistic best chance there. If I play a4, I prevent b5 at the cost of giving up the b4 square. a4 b6, knight c3, bishop e7, e5. I mean, I could just play e5 too. Knight c3, b5. Where do I put my bishop? d3. b4 is kind of annoying. Then my knight has to go out to a4. It's all good. I really don't know what to play. I mean, they're all good, but they're all different possibilities here. a3, e5. God damn it. I really don't like playing like a4 that much. But I may just be like kind of anal retentive. I mean, To be honest, like White's space advantage is so big, I can afford to do pretty much anything. You know, giving up the b4 squares is not going to make that big of a difference because now he has no counterplay. Queen c7. It's like he's trying to play e5, it looks like, I guess. So I guess if I were to ignore that, maybe he would get an e5. This is like the ultimate advanced variation of the Caro-Kann or something. Rook lift. Rook d3. Bishop g5. Knight e4. Now he can play c5 in some cases. And White has a huge edge. h4 is a move, probably. It's all good. This is Acerbate's favorite diagonal. Call it the Acermate. I mean, the classic maneuver is Queen e4 when you have space advantage. Oh, he's got Knight f8. The Greek Gift Society. Queen e4. Knight f8. I don't know what to do. When in doubt, complete your development. Hopefully he plays Knight g6. I'm looking forward to that. When in dough. Going for what? No, I'm just trying to like reduce any counterplay and complete my development because I felt indecisive about kingside attacks. Knight b5 is purely incidental. It's more like preventing him from playing c5 than playing for c5. He's taking a Steinitzian defensive stance, like, and really pushing it beyond the reasonable level. Black's play is just way too passive in this game. But I was indecisive. I must have missed like much stronger moves. I would have played Queen b6, menacing the b pawn. But I guess he's got an idea, though. It's almost like he's trying to play as passively as he can possibly play without losing, as some sort of experiment or something. That's what I feel like here. I'm part of some kind of scientific experiment. Let's see how passive we can play and get away with it against Sladgie. We're not really trying our hardest. H4. Just lost on time in 19 moves. +2 for white. Bishop d6 dubious. Decent versus Michael Schleifer. So this game was played on... It was played on World Chess Network. Where do those games come from? How is there like random... Why are my games in there? Like we played with those guys. I played with those guys on that site. I never see my games come up. I'd love to see the database of those games. World Chess Network, 2001. Sladgie played many games against many grandmasters and other good players like those guys. Decent rip. I like how Trigabov played in 1800. Alright, Bishop d6 is bad. Castles. See, Mark played knight c3. There's no rated challenges. None of that now. I castled, Pia Kramling lost with white. Oh my god, that's so embarrassing. Jesus Christ, she lost with white in this position. Phew, bro. It's like, wow, how does an experienced grandmaster lose with the white pieces in this position? Castles, Queen e2, Sladgie novelty. b3 is horrifying. The computer has a crazy suggestion, knight on bd2. Oh, maybe I should be more open-minded. I don't know. Rook e1. Okay, the computer has something with rook e1. It could be valid. Anyways, alright, this is just weird. Weird game, dude. Yeah, c6 is really bad. Rook e1 would have been better. If I played rook e1 and then I'm going to go e4 no matter what. Superior. Okay, do we have... What happened to our other challenge? Do we have any other challenges from players with more than 100 games? I don't like to take these challenges from people who are like... Ugh. Yeah, Simeling. Oh, Heroku was there. Okay. Ukure. I'm in a D4 kind of mood because it's Monday morning. Learning chess, thanks to the game. D4 kind of mood. What's up, Asterbait? Damn, I'm just new to Lead Chess. Our normal rule is 100 games, but if you're well behaved, I could make an exception. Yeah, you played very passively learning chess. Which of your personalities were you playing with today? It wasn't Dr. Jekyll. I mean, it might have been Dr. Jekyll. It wasn't Mr. Hyde. I'm getting everything mixed up today. It's like rabbits and hares. I think like Mr. Hyde is Dr. Jekyll. All right, Slav defense. That's what I get for playing d4. Correct. Correct. And Sladgie don't know the sharp line with 95, really. I never played it. So I have to play this lame equal variation. I forgot if we played this before, as usual. Bishop e4 is important to put pressure on the center. Sometimes people will play like passively, that's bad. Another case of like another opening where black gives up the central pawn, the central strong point on d5. In order to get, in this case, in order to get his bishop outside the pawn chain. Black has no bad pieces in this opening. But I can go after his bishop with knight h4. That's Karpov's old favorite. Normally I play queen e2 here, but let's do it. I played this sometimes. Yasser's really funny. For about 10 years, he described every game as having a Catalan pawn structure. Yeah, I'm not even sure I understand what he means by that. I never thought of the Catalan as an opening that had a particularly distinctive pawn structure. Maybe it's some kind of inside joke. I don't know. I mean, what is the Catalan pawn structure? Like where you've played d4 and g3? I mean... It's not like, you know, something really distinctive. I'm starting to wish I knew what I was doing. I studied Karpov's games like back in the late 80s, and I remember he had a game or two in this variation. I was like, or I don't remember. Yeah, just analyzing some Karpov games and thinking like, wow, white is playing g4. That's insane. I'm having mental memory meltdown. I have literally no recollection of white's next move. I don't have to play g4 either. Alright, let's be weird. Alright, this is pretty weird. But I'm not going to just take and give him the H file. I mean, that's kind of what black wants, I feel like. Knight h4, and then black has all different moves in this position, right? Bishop g4, bishop g6, leave the bishop on f5. I guess that's the move that I've seen most commonly. Black leaves the bishop on f5. I feel like there I actually know what I'm doing, maybe. If black just castles, I play knight takes f5, pawn takes f5, queen c2, g6, you know, and that's like a standard line. This I know less well. I know f3 is pretty much forced, and then on bishop h5. I keep thinking like g3 is a move. Oh, he saw that. Can you believe it? He saw it. Okay, I fully admit. I have a cheapo here. Bishop takes f7 check. Question is, is it better to play bishop takes f7 check, bishop takes f7 check, king takes f7 check, queen b3 check, knight d5, takes, queen takes, I'm good. Takes, queen b3 check, king somewhere. Yeah, this looks good, man. I mean, d4 is a little weak. I'm just gonna do it. Instantly king f8. You showed me. Now his bishop has, like, more mobility. Now with more mobility. Dude, king takes? Are you serious? Why is he playing bullet, first of all? Obviously, you gotta take with the rook there. There's even a chance, I guess, if you're optimistic, you could play rook takes and try to open my king with g6 or something. No, he hung a pawn. Piece, whatever. Piece pawn. Pass the piece pawn. Someone's on tilt. Yeah, too much bullet chess. Bad for the brain. I'm not sure this is a great move by me, though. That's probably not best. I let down sometimes when people start playing badly. Should have played knight f6 there. I gave you a chance, honestly. Feels like in that position. I don't have to review the theory on this line. I never played knight h4 really. In simuls a few times. It was always out of fashion. Like, my pawn is a little tricky to keep protected here. I would like to hold on to it, if possible. He plays king f7, getting into the center with the big king. There are other issues, perhaps. Knight. Bishop e1. I think he's just ignoring my moves entirely. You get the feeling, I don't know, I kind of get the feeling this whole game, like, black wasn't really paying attention to what white was doing. You know, he's just, like, doing his own moves. You know, it's like you're just playing against someone who's, like, playing a different game. You ever get that feeling? He's playing a different game. A lot of pre-moves with 5 minutes on the clock. Anyway, alright, it's over. I mean, my knight on g2 is really the classic fianchetto knight powerhouse. But it is in the bank for later. I'll take that. And the good news is, my e3 pawn is protected. In fact, all of my pawns are protected, in a way. directly or indirectly, they can and will be protected in a court of law. It's coming to get me. This looks problematic. Yeah. It's somewhat problematic for black. He's running out of things to attack now. There, he got one. He got one. I don't care about the A pawn. That's a sort of stupid move, isn't it? Oh, it'll work. He didn't take the pawn on F5. Whoa. That's bad. That's bad. This will be over soon. Not a very competitive game after the blunder. Just slightly winning. Pre-move. Stalemate. I want to see the opening. Because again, as I said, I never played this line. See, bishop g6 and castles are the two most common moves. But interestingly, his move has the best winning score for black, although a very high winning percentage for white. So those are the moves you see more commonly. Bishop g6 and castles. And I know the castle's best. But this move I'm a little more vague on. F3, bishop h5, g4 is right, bishop g6. So I'm supposed to play e4. The knight takes g6 is a move. I don't love it. My move has a terrible score. Although it's been played like 10 times. They didn't know what they were doing either. I feel better at least that Halifman played it once. And lost to a 2300. Jesus. Sakayev played it, lost to a 2400. Bjornborn played it, lost to Grunfeld. Nomkin won a game with it. It's not very good for white. What is he? You know, why? I don't know. Knight g2, I don't know what I'm doing. You have to play e4. I did not know that. e4 castles. g5. Wow. So white just has like a big space advantage. Alright, anyways. Super 69, dog, and Dipago. Dipago. Hi, I'm back. Oh. Future Master KO. Yeah, we've been waiting for you. Gucci Pigeon. He didn't resign. It's popular to not resign. It's trending. That's illegal. We don't accept Bishop F4. You're playing... I'm letting you play with less than 100 games, and you're playing the London system against me. Dan, you haven't been here before. He's new here. The London is illegal. We don't advocate playing the London. He wants to let me have a beautiful mate. Okay, we got the Slav. Another Slav. Seriously, I hate the London system, and I try to get people to not play it on my stream because it's so annoying and uncreative. So just don't do that anymore. Yeah, dude, it's horrible. It's like a torture. Of course. The London is a bane a bane to chess. It's terrible. Whoever like promotes that should be like shot on sight. Magnus is a big contributor to the problem. Eric Rosen obviously did nothing but make it worse. It's like teaching people to be not mind-numbingly uncreative. It's not the ultimate method of playing, dude. Look at the statistics. White has like a losing score with the London system in master play. I swear, dude. I think it's like White has a losing score. But there's a reason for that. It's not losing. It's like it should be around equal, but there's a reason why White has a losing score. The reason why White has a losing score in the London is because losers play the London. You know. There are a few exceptions, but Magnus Carlsen can play anything. You know, you don't understand. Like Magnus can play anything, and something boring like the London suits his style perfectly because he loves to like win drawn positions against like 2700s and stuff. All right, so I like to usually do c5. I've had this position numerous times. Usually my opponent is playing bullet chess. They're 12 years old. C5, probably my favorite. The computer will recommend just castling. Magnus played the Stonewall on purpose for the same reason that he plays, well, similar reasons to playing the London, but the Stonewall's a little different, you know. He's black, he wants a long game where people get tired and don't trade pieces. And the person who told me that is a grandmaster who also plays the London and wrote a book on it. Okay, bishop e5, kind of a weird move. I'm thinking queen b6 maybe, but then there's like queen b3. It's not a problem. Queen b6, a4 is a problem though. What about queen c7? That would be a good compromise. I can play queen c7. It's unusual to see someone play bishop b5. Now it's like I'm playing the Sicilian. Well, a Sicilian where White like retreated his pawn back from e4 to e3. It's really not a Sicilian. It's more like White's playing the Caro-Kann or something like that. Not even. Okay, I'm just making shit up. It's basically a ready. Whatever. It's a Catalan pawn structure. Right? Yeah, I mean, the two bishops are better than the knights in the fluid structure here. Muy fluido. Bangtown, California. Bishop b5, threatening to trade a good knight. The good knight for the d7. Good bishop for the d7 knight. It might as well have been a knight. Bangtown, California. So it really doesn't matter, you know. Yeah. But I mean, mostly they go like bishop c4 and try to attack, or bishop d3 and try to attack g6 with 17 different pieces. I really like, I don't know who does it, but someone's teaching people to castle queenside in the London, which is a really bad idea. Trade off White c pawn. That's an interesting way of putting it. I like to think more in terms of, all right. I like to think more in terms of minority attack. Superior 69. Look, just don't play the London system. I mean, it's much easier that way. See, it's like lazy people that don't want to think, play the London system. But if you wanted to, like, you know, play like that, why play chess anyway? Like, I love bashing the London system. Maybe I should just play d5 objectively. We got everything. It's an everything must go sale. He looks pretty solid, you know. If he only didn't play the London. Okay, I'm joking about the London, but I mean, you know, it's okay for beginners to play the London. It's okay. But at some point you have to like stop and start to play real chess and play real openings that are incisive. It's okay to start with the basic opening, you know, whatever. The Stonewall attack, the London, you know. I think that e4 is better because it's like a little more open and you get more dynamic positions. Eric Rosen seems like a nice guy, but it's strange how a completely unremarkable player can become like a viral sensation. I mean, you couldn't be more unremarkable than that guy as a chess player. But he seems like a nice person. I don't want to like make fun of him. And he's really marketed himself well. You know, he's good at marketing. He should have been a marketing executive. I don't know. Hey, how about Queen C4? I'm not good at marketing, but I don't care, you know. Maybe I could be good at marketing. It's just not interesting for me. I wanted to play chess, not be a marketing executive. I don't want to market videos and products. I just wanted to play chess. All right, now the b2 pawn is an issue. The knight is an issue. Should I go to c8? G-South just gifted a tier 1 sub. Compunity. With compunity. Look, White's like KG Defender. KG Defenders. Wow. I'm gonna bet that Superior 69 is from India. But I have several reasons for that bet. Chess is insanely popular there. The London seems to be extra popular. He's quick, and this is the right time of day for a lot of players from India to be on here. But I could be wrong. I don't know about a5. He's defending pretty well. I gotta give him credit. I mean, it looked like he was totally lost. And b4. Maybe I should have taken en passant. Now he has like a protected passed pawn. I don't love it, you know. I mean, for someone who's like 1,500 bullets, 1,600 blitz, he's defending awful well. That's always daunting. The 1,500 players are not renowned for the defensive skills usually. If I take, I could sack the exchange at some point. have bishop f8. I think the a file is important. I don't know, speed and strength is like... This is why I don't like playing people who are under... under 100 games. I mean, 1995 isn't such a bad rapid rating. But he's already too good defensively. Honestly, like... I think when you play weak openings, like the London, you're not going to get much in the opening, so it's going to force you to be better. Middle game, end game, defensively. You're never going to blow anybody away with the London system. Thanks, Learning Chess. Learning Chess just informed us that 1995 is like 2000 rapid. Dude, that's maybe the deepest statement I've ever heard. Jesus Christ. Knight b7. Wow. You took the time to type that. I really misplayed this. I just like saying really. Holy shit. There's no way it should have come to this. I mean, I should have been winning easily before. I made like 2 or 3 like horrible decisions. I underestimated him. I mean, he played the opening pretty badly, and I had nearly a winning position, and all of a sudden, just about the point when I was winning, it looked like he was hanging the b2 pawn, but somehow I couldn't take it. What was up with that, by the way? Like, way back when? Here? Oh, my bishop's trapped, right. I mean, my bishop's just hanging, so I assumed I was hanging, and then all of a sudden b4 comes out of nowhere, and everything's defended. That wasn't supposed to happen. He's actually using his time now. b5. I'm trying to recalibrate everything. I need to get my king in the game. e5 at some point. I want to get my king to a score where I can get... Yeah, white is like an expert defender. I mean, I don't understand how you could conceivably be 1500 bullet, 1600 blitz, but that's just a couple games. Like, seriously, they're an expert defender. No joke. If I bring my bishop back, reset. I was afraid my rook would get trapped, but it's not really going to get trapped by, like, knight c2. If I play e5 at some point, let's just play this. Rook b2. I mean, I could sack the exchange. It's the equality. Sacrifice the exchange. Is that a good move? I mean, he's defending more like a very strong player, I would say. Really need a plan. The scary position, I'm afraid of the B pawn. But his knight is sort of frozen. Strange game. Is there some circumstance where I can sacrifice the exchange here? On A5? Wow. Not an ordinary 1995. It may be like a draw. I mean, I don't know. How do I make progress without sacrificing the exchange? Maybe I can maneuver my bishop to D8 and eventually force his knight to move and then win that way. I could have played rook check. I guess I am winning. Albeit slowly. So what am I going to do now? You want to sack the exchange? Oh, I said I was going to move over my knight. Yeah, my bishop. All right. How does this work? All right, he's allowing rook check now. I missed the last move. I know I missed it last move. That was a tough game. It's like, good defender. He lost to Thread. Thread Flintstones. Yeah. Was right. Alright, I mean, man, dude, that was crazy. Man, dude. What a horrifying position. Yeah, I've had this position like a whole bunch of times. Some Chinese guy lost to Ivanisevic in 2018. Black's like half a pawn better. Sparkle Horse is black. I have 5 games in this position. I lost once. Wow. You played 9 BD2. I played knight f6 in 1 game. And c5 here. What did Ivan do? Ivan played knight f6 as well. Wow, the computer wants to play e5. Another approach altogether. Or a5. Yeah, I'm not playing a5. I'm sorry. This is what I'm talking about. The London is... This is a bad variation, actually. Alright, I mean, white made a mistake in the opening. You fell into a trap. Positional trap. Depago, Travago. A future master KO is back. Alright, Travago, it's almost... What time did we start streaming today? 11:30? 12:30? To 1:30. Travago. Travago is 1,000? Oh no, it's just a new account. 141 games. Learning chess. What is that? Superior 69. Superior. Master of Defense. Almost. Yeah, I don't really enjoy King's Indian on Monday morning. Yeah, I like to play like a chicken before I'm awake yet. Coffee didn't help. Sunday nights are tough. Sunday evenings are tough for me, and then Monday morning I'm like a shell of the person I used to be usually. Saturday night I play poker all night, and then Sunday night I'm doing the 25 board simul here on Kick and Lee Chess. So I'm just a shell of myself usually. This is a very unusual move, Bishop G4. It's been played before. There's no outright refutation, I guess. It seems kind of funny. I mean, you're not pinning anything, and you're just asking for trouble down here, but at the same time, white doesn't have some kind of obvious move. I mean, 92 would be interesting. 92 knight c6 is like, what am I doing then? Just avoiding the exchange of pieces, maybe. Let's try it for fun. I mean, has anyone ever played 92? I wonder. I love this maneuver, like Jay Bone in the Bogo Indian loves to do that. Knight f1 before castling is usually only played in the e4 e5 openings, like the Joko piano or something. But I mean, I'm curious if anyone's ever played this in an over the board game. Bishop g4 is extremely rare. We'll find like 5 games where that's been played. But I'm pretty sure in the past when I encountered this, I just kind of ignored it or played h3. So we're going to try to punish it here. e5 is an interesting try, though. Shirazi and Joel Benjamin would play kind of old Indians with bishop f5, and that was usually followed up by e5 as well. This is kind of similar. They can't, though. I mean, it just loses. Yeah, he can't. It just loses. This is not... No, it doesn't work. Maybe b7's hanging. Come on. I don't know if I want to take the exchange, though. Yeah, I'm spacing. It's Monday morning. You can't play e5 here. No, you have to try, like, knight c6 or something. This is a clear pawn. But taking on a8, I mean... It's really... I feel like it's really a little bit of unnecessary risk. But objectively, maybe I should cash in. Bishop a8, queen a8. I don't love it for white. h3, knight c5. There's a really nasty check there on d3. But that's all it is, a check. So let's say like h3, knight c5, bishop g2, check, king f1. Now you have, 2 pieces hanging. So you got to play knight takes c1. And then your knight's trapped after pawn takes g4. Alright, let's see how this works. Well, you don't have to do knight c5, I'm just saying. I'm not going to take the rook. Like, my argument is, I'm up a pawn, you have no obvious compensation for that, and why should I risk by, like, grabbing more material? One of the first streams I ever did, like, 6 years ago, was the same thing. I think it was maybe the first stream, where I was close Sicilian, I took a pawn on b2, and then viewers were like, he's not taking the exchange. Oh my god. Like, one of the number one problems that people have is materialism. They're just way too materialistic. It's kind of like playing the London system. I mean, it's good for beginners, right? But it's not good in the long term. It's not good to be materialistic for life, I mean, material is important, but you got to draw the line somewhere. And you've got to learn that it's not the most important principle in chess. It's a good place to start. That's where we start. Counting pieces, little kids at a scholastic tournament are like counting the pieces on the side of the board. That's all they do. They sit there playing with the pieces on the side of the board, counting to see who has more. It drives me crazy that Lichess has that feature where there's like this, really the dumbest feature ever is like showing the pieces that have been captured. It totally gives people the wrong idea about chess, I think. Societal pressures. We're using like societal pressures to make people into materialists. If they didn't have that stupid feature where it shows the captured pieces, I know every server has that feature, but it's so stupid, like at the end of the day, that's the irony of it, it's taken for granted. No one's ever stopped to think, hey, this is a really stupid idea, because you're actually like teaching the wrong thing immediately to everybody. Of course. But it's such a massive misconception about the game of chess. Yeah, we all started like that. My first game of chess wasn't chess. When I was in elementary school, I didn't know the object of the game. I knew how to move the pieces because I got this chess set from my aunt when I was pretty young, maybe like 7. But since I never had anyone to play, like, all I did was learn how to move the pieces. And so then we went to elementary school, and when we had to stay inside, if it was like bad weather at recess, I had a friend who played checkers, and sometimes I guess there wasn't enough checker pieces or something, so we played checkers with the chess pieces. And we started playing chess, but we thought the object was to take the other guy's guys, you know what I mean? So my first chess games were thinking that like the object was to take all the other guys' pieces. I didn't understand what checkmate was. And I think that's pretty normal. But I wasn't really playing chess. I thought I was playing chess, but I wasn't. I think a lot of people start out like that. But anyway, this is a long lecture where I'm just... Nedog, good to see you. Future Master is next. A long lecture about the evils of materialism. I know my rook looked like it was trapped, but I don't think it was really trapped. Do any of us really understand what checkmate is? Dude, take your philosophy to Jonathan Rowson. I'm only here for the practical element of philosophy. I don't go too deeply into it. Every chess game is actually in an organic, living thing. Isn't that odd? Think about that for a minute. Take your philosophy to the coffee house and chat up some chicks with it. All right, Queen C2. Knight C5, now black has bishop F5 in some positions. Trivago. Not as, the rating is deceptive. I think Trivago must be like... Trivago's the other guy. He's the same as 69, Super 69. He's Super 69's other account. Just the way he could get 2 games in by playing with 2 different accounts. My opponent is not a master, but he's not 1,000 either. You guys, you guys keep coming down with these like really inaccurate ratings. Okay, it's 17 games, but how the heck are 1,000? Did you like abort all your games or just resign? You must have resigned every game or something, just because you were bored. That's rating manipulation. That's life. That's life imprisonment for rating manipulation. Knight b3. You could face life imprisonment for that. Seriously, why am I looking at knight b3? Rook d1. No, I mean he's 1,500 blitz, so that should be 1,700 something rapid, but instead he's 1,000. Yeah. You're normally supposed to be about 200 points higher than your blitz rating in rapid, according to the standard here on this site. I saw 1,000. I wasn't taking him seriously enough. Yeah, knight b3. Nah, it's bad because of knight a6. I don't like knight a6, knight b4, bishop takes c4. But my original plan 8 years ago was to play like knight f1, and I kind of like forgot about it. Not the worst plan. I thought I'd free up f1. Black has queen c8 here, but he's freeing his f pawn instead. He wants to push the f pawn. Not a bad move. Not much I can do about it, realistically. The c pawn is sensitive. Sensitive teeth. Yeah, bishop f5, knight e4. I'm not going to play e4 necessarily and lose control of the d4 square forever. I am up a pawn, so I could probably do it, though. But that's one of the biggest dangers in open file King's Indian positions. You lose control of a central square forever and ever and ever. We want you to stay here forever. Forever and ever and ever. We love you. Yeah. 1,000, my butt. A5. Experienced defender. Preventing b4. I mean, he just hung a pawn on b7 really badly in the opening. So he's definitely not that strong, but not a beginner totally either. Not 1,000. I mean, this guy's got to be around 1,700. Okay. Bishop a3 is an idea. It's not bad. Bishop b2, knight f1. I'd rather wait on the knight f1. I'm just going to go to b2. Yeah, he's got some kingside action here. Oh, e4, yes. I did expect that. I've been expecting you. That's why I played bishop b2 and not bishop a3. Nice bishops you got there. It's basically a Dutch. If you use ChessBase, which I hate ChessBase now, but I used to use it, they have this feature that allows you to check players, let's say statistics against certain openings. My best was the Dutch. I have a really, really good score against the Dutch defense. My worst is a c3 Sicilian. With black, I have a horrible score against a c3 Sicilian. Or Alpin. Petrosian used to be very good against the Dutch. I might as well take here. Wow, look at that. Pre-moving skills. With 1100 bullet. Yeah, it's definitely the same guy. I think he's the same guy. He plays exactly like the other guy. Quick and fast defense, pawn down. Not good in the opening, but good defender. Quick. With the quickness. Are you threatening me? Future Master KO. This is not you, though. We're not talking about you, right? Queen d2. I want to play that. I don't know why. My bishop on b2 is like disaster, right? But it could be worse. It could totally be worse. I mean, at least I'm not blocked by my own pawn so much. This is a little bit, but queen e7 now. He's finally collapsing. G6 is hanging. That's not good. Yeah, he finally collapsed. But still, obviously not 1,000. I want to see the opening, though, if my move... Again, like, this is a very, very rare move. Mule Skinner, good to see you. Highly cruciferous. What happened to Master KO? Bishop g4c. Wow. I'm surprised there's even that many games. I thought there was going to be like 5 games. There's actually 105 games of this move. Wow. And no one ever played knight d2 before. See, that's the problem. Like, people just... They can't be bothered to think outside the box. Someone actually played knight g5, which is a similar idea, but not as good. Well, kudos to someone for playing knight g5. Vladimir Sergeyev, 2430. Yeah, I mean, the problem is the knight is weird out there, you know? The plan with knight d2 is clear. I'm coming to f1 and going to e3 later. It kind of makes sense. So knight d2 theoretical novelty. Better than knight to g5. Not one person in 165 games. It's 105 games? Sorry, 105 games, not 165. Not one person could be bothered to play knight to d2, because thinking outside the box is banned. All right, Mule Skinner, highly cruciferous, future master. Future master KO, what happened? Did you get like... Well, I am taking subscribers first here, so Mule Skinner. Highly cruciferous, are you out there? No, but you got to be a subscriber to play first. You're not a subscriber. Me. All right. Mule Skinner is a VIP. No, he's not a VIP, but he's got 278 games against me. 278 games. He's closing in on 300 very slowly. VIP lunch. You're vegging out. That's pretty good, man. I hate knight c3. Highly cruciferous. You'll be next. What does that mean, highly cruciferous? Like you fart a lot? Alright. Knight c3 drives me crazy. I'm trying to like play this. I don't like f4 particularly. against e6, but Skinner sticks to his guns. All right. Astrobate, you had a game with us. No, not Astrobate. Oh man, it was Mr. Coffee, our moderator, Mr. Coffee. This is the game he played this 10-year-old girl in a tournament who she accused him of cheating. It's crazy, man. 10-year-old children start accusing adults of cheating. We know we're in trouble with the direction the world is going. Dude, what did we look at here? So you're supposed to play like knight e7? This wasn't how that game went. That wasn't how it went. No, it was. Mr. Coffee played knight f6. I don't really like knight f6, I don't think. d4 is possible. Pawn takes pawn is possible. I think, like, knight e7 is the main line. My problem here is that I don't know theory. I have an old book on this that recommended this line for black, but it's been years since I looked at it. d5 is okay, but I mean, I don't particularly love the double pawns in this type of structure. Bishop d7 hangs a pawn. Bishop d7 hangs a pawn, learning chess. You just drop your d5 pawn. You can't do it. So knight e7 is the main line. Now, I guess we have a lot of options on the table. But I will say, I think a6 is extremely slow. I don't think I'm going to opt for that here. Now you could play bishop d7. But I think g6 is the main line. I mean, I looked at this like literally last week, and I can't swear by it, but I feel like g6 was the number one move. It feels a little drafty. I don't know. I don't think a6 is just really slow. But you can also play d4 here. Taking is definitely an option. Maybe in retrospect I like taking. Taking, and then what? If I did this over again, what's my next move after taking? Then I play like a6 or what? That's what I don't understand. What's my next move if I take? Do I play knight f5 and let him like smash my pawns? No way. So that I don't really get. If I take, I have to play like a6 or something. That's a nice fantasy, learning chess. Nice fantasy, if you can make it happen. How do I get this to happen? I'll sign me up, man. I'm totally there. If you can tell me how to get my bishop on b7 and use the long diagonal, I'm good. You know, I'm signed up. But I just remember this being the number one move in the Opening Explorer. I've never played. I already did that today, by the way. You know, king f8, king e7, king d7, king c6, king b7. Wow, d4. So this basically like changes the whole game from closed Sicilian Grand Prix attack to open Sicilian. This I do not remember ever witnessing. a6 is possible now. Bishop takes c6, knight takes c6. Pawn takes d5, pawn takes d5. Check. Bishop e6. If f5, I just take it. It's a slightly dangerous procedure. What are my other options? What are my other options other than a6 here? Bishop a6, bishop c6. He could play other things like f5. I'm going to do it. I mean, I don't know. I know this seems dangerous, but if the bishop starts to open up, then I'm fine, you know. This gets open. Theoretically, I could take the pawn here, but it looks awful. So I think the only question is really my king position in the center on the e-file. This is not good for white. We both have bad bishops, right? But if he trades on d5, my bishop opens up. He needs to play f5 to get his bishop into the game. If he takes on c5, I'm taking with check, and it's a tempo. So the assumption is that isn't a problem. You still don't understand g6. Well, it's not that much to understand. I mean, my knight's on e7, I need a place to put my bishop. So it's going to g7 if the status quo, you know. It's really very, very standard with a knight on e7 or e2. You're going to put the bishop on g7. It also may be like important in holding up f5. In this variation, like pawn takes pawn, rook e1 check, bishop e6, I'm not losing a piece because of g6. You know, if it wasn't for g6, I'm losing a piece in that line, which would be pretty big disaster. I've never had this position on the board before, though. I mean, theoretically, this exchange of pawns is beneficial for me. He can play queen e2 check, as well as rook e1 check, but that also doesn't look a big deal. Doesn't look to be a big deal. Okay, rook e1 check, bishop e7, f5. No, rook e1 check, bishop e6, f5, pawn takes pawn. He can do stuff like bishop g5, for example. But don't forget, I can castle queenside. But I can't really castle queenside with the bishop on g5, that's true. So maybe he has like bishop g5, bishop e7, bishop takes e7. But even there I have knight takes e7, defending the d5 square. What about like crazy shit like g4 here? Okay, we'll deal with it when we get there. That's a nice pawn you've got there, Sladgie. Thank you. It's a nice pawn you've got on c1 as well. They're both pawns. Whose pawn is better? Whoever has a better big pawn might very well have the better position here. What Sicilian type do you play? I've tried many things. I've pretty much tried everything. The only thing, I don't know. I basically tried everything. I played mostly Accelerated Dragon, Scheveningen, and the classical Sicilian. My two biggest ones are the Accelerated Dragon and the classical. I learned not to play the Najdorf and the Sveshnikov when I was a kid because I hate like memorizing like. No, I mean I avoided the two best openings for black in the Sicilian are probably the two best variations. Objectively are the Najdorf and the Sveshnikov. Probably. Both of which I decided not to play because ultimately it would require too much memorization. Well, the Sveshnikov is, you know, Dorian just died. I mean, he was like, it's it's a modern idea, you know. You have to get beyond like the d5 square is weak. That's the entire basis for the Sveshnikov. Moving beyond the obvious, looking beyond the obvious weakness of the d5 square. I think that was a major point in theoretical understanding. Hmm. Doubled f pawns, but I mean, you know, in most cases those doubled f pawns are getting exchanged off. So it's not so simple. Okay, bishop g7, pawn takes pawn d4. What am I afraid of? Bishop g7, pawn takes pawn d4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm ready to castle. I think Sladgie did play a Sveshnikov. No. I told the story. I bought a book on the Sveshnikov when I was a kid, and it's one of the best books ever written by Ordorian and Horvath Tommy, but it was just too much, man. I mean, it was just too advanced. I don't know that I actually played the Sveshnikov in any rated games. I was like planning to. It was almost like I was planning to, like, even before I played in my first tournament or something, but then I like. It's funny. My first rated game was a queen pawn game where I was black. It's really odd. I'm trying to remember now. I'm trying to remember my first tournament. And it's weird because I don't remember playing black against e4. I had 6 rounds, probably 3 with both colors. I only really distinctly remember like the first game in that tournament out of 6. But I just don't think anyone played e4 against me. And then the second tournament, there's only one game I remember clearly. It's possible I played the Sveshnikov 1 or 2 games. I don't know. I know I played the Karo Khan. And I played e6 Sicilian. I ended up deciding to play like e4, c5, knight f3, e6. And then for years I played e6 until I got to master level. But not a particularly good version of it. Wow, knight e2. Nice positional pawn sacrifice, I'll call it. Okay, pawn takes, knight takes, castles. Do I really want to do that? f4. Knight takes f4. Man, that's a maneuver. That's a nice pawn sack and knight maneuver. Shit. I think I have to push. I don't know. I don't love this, but I don't like taking on d4 even more. Castling kingside. It seems like queen d7. Isn't queen d7 a great square? Don't you just love that? That's a nice pawn. You got a nice pawn too. That's what I said earlier. The game would be like determined by this. Like whose pawn is worse than the other guy's pawn. He doesn't want my pawn. You don't want my pawn. Doubled f pawns, you say. Wow. Yeah, I don't think so. Why did I go there anyway? Oh, man. Big square. My bishop needs CPR. Master of bad bishops. Rook takes b7. I think I'm okay. He is a beast. A beastie. Queen e2. Is there a mate coming? My pawn is hanging on h6. Is that important? Apparently not. Young appease. The only way I'm going to take him down is like some kind of stupid blunder. That was a tough game, man. That was a tough game. Let's have a quick look at the opening before I take the next game. Analysis board. I feel like I did something wrong. G6 dubious. I'm claiming it's the best move, and I'm totally off base. I'm totally off base. Wow. Wow, it sucks. Why did I think that G6 was the right move? Memory problems. What could it have been? I mean, was it Queen E2? Not even here. D3? D3 is like not even a move, is it? There's like no G6 anywhere. That's weird. Maybe it's after D4. Not even there. I have no idea where I got this from. Well, if you thought G6 was a weird move, you were right. But it doesn't lose by force. Wow. It's not good, but it doesn't lose by force. Yeah, I thought you would play F5 directly, Mule Skinner. This is what I figured, Bishop G5. With advantage to white. But let's see. Bishop E7, Knight E7. Yeah, I mean, this just looks good for you. I don't know what I was thinking. I really don't. Okay, guys, last two games. I've got to go. Last two games. I don't know what I was doing. I don't know where I got that from. I swear to God, I just saw G6 in the same structure last week, and I thought it was the move. I've got to check. Yeah, well, Mule Skinner is an expert on that, you know. He's been playing this, like, forever. So he's, like, honed his Grand Prix attack. I've had some really, really tough games. He's beaten me some nice games in that line. He's quite dangerous there. That particular variation, maybe not, but in general. Highly unusual opening, right? Okay, Cruciferous. Oh, we didn't actually play. So A6 was the right move. Well, the good thing, you know, the good thing about having a bad memory, or, you know, not having like a crazily good memory, is that it allows you to be resourceful. And I'm not relying on my memory, you know, too much. Or I'm also used to getting bad positions because I screw up a lot. Dude, are you serious? Future Master, you're being kind of rude. Yeah, he's a subscriber. We're out to get you, man. It's a conspiracy against you to not play you. It's a conspiracy. Queen takes d2. 99% of no, what is it? Like 99% of conspiracy theories are untrue. It's like tactics. 99% of tactics don't work. We're out to get him. Look, I wanted to leave already, but I'm staying for 2 more games, but he has a subscriber. I don't know, this is a weird line. I could also take with the knight on d2. It's like a Bogo Indian transposition. You know, maybe knight d2 is a good move. Doesn't seem that great, though. d5 might be good. But I know that Highly Cruciferous likes these, from what he said, he likes unusual openings. Normally when you play stuff like d5, it sort of feeds into what they want. Yeah, black should be fine here. It's a little bit better for white, but I've played positions like this with black. Nothing special for white. A little bit of a space advantage. e4 is not a threat yet. But here you got bishop g4. Now bishop g4 is a real thing. So d5, knight e7. I guess I'm going to have to. I don't really see another option that promises anything. Taking is lame. But here again we have the bad bishop. Okay, I have c5. But is it even a good move? I mean, I don't know. Don't play anything. I tell you to. Do what I tell you to do. Always like play the move your opponent suggests. It's highly logical. Isn't it? I mean, it's a competitive game. Logic dictates you should do what the opponent wants you to do. Right? That is highly logical. He's practically Mr. Spock. I try to mix in occasional bad suggestions just to keep you honest. So you're not just playing whatever I suggest. 98 with the idea of f5. Now it's very important. We're on the bishops. We're on the bad bishop topic today. c5 and f4 are my breaks against his pawn chain, and my bishop is bad. f4 attacks the head of the pawn chain. c5 attacks the base. But if I do c5, you know, and he like takes at some point, or if I take on d6 at some point, it feels like my dark squares are kind of weak. So I'm in a little bit of a quandary as to what to do here. Black's playing passively. I mean, okay, I've played like this as well. It looks passive. It's Steinitzian. But it's really not bad, to be fair. I don't want him to play f5, f4. kind of like last game where Mule Skinner, he's playing a Grand Prix attack type of thing, same thing. F5, you have a bad bishop. If you play F5 and I play F4, now we both have bad bishops, right? To a degree. Whose bishop is bad? My bishop's good and bad. I mean, what if I have like 4 light square colored pawns on the queen side and 4 dark square colored pawns on the king side? What do you call it? Is it a good bishop or a bad bishop? It's half bad. Half and half. Well, I mean, it is useful, but that doesn't mean it's a good bishop. It's good bishop is the definition of really whether is determined by the pawns. Bad bishops can be useful. They can be good defenders, but they're still bad bishops. Bad bishops can be a liability. But also, like, my dark squares are a liability. That's why I don't know. I didn't want to play c5 because I didn't think I could really maintain control of the dark squares. If I played c5, the question is, can I back it up with like b4 without getting ripped apart by like a5? It felt like he can take over the dark squares later, and I can't maintain it. So I'd rather not go there and open up that possibility. Now knight d3. I'm obsessed with like the e3 square. This is pretty standard BOGO, honestly. f4 seems anti-positional. Well, that's interesting that you say that. Because in a sense it is, but in a sense it isn't, In the sense that I'm attacking the head of his pawn chain, it is kind of anti-positional. In the sense that I might be backward along the e-file, it is anti-positional, but in a sense of I want to place my pawns on dark squares so that my bishop's active, and I want the pawns to control the dark squares because I need more control of dark squares. It's actually not. It's not anti-positional. Now I can play e4 here. My preference is to go with completing development now with rook e1. But you're right to want to play e4. But I've got this plan, knight d2, knight f2, knight d1, knight e3. If he pushes, oh shit, I spaced on the fork. Damn, so we can't go there. We have to go to b4. All right, it's okay. My spider senses are a little bit slow. I normally would have seen e3. And maybe you're right. Maybe I should have played e4. I don't know. But this pawn can be undermined. It's a bit overextended, so g4. Speaking of anti-positional, the whole idea of g4 lever in this type of position, I learned from The Art of Positional Play by Reshevsky. More common in King's Indian, but it's also in this book I have by a Romanian Grandmaster Mihai Suba, who gives some examples of g4, in the dynamic chess strategy. Well, the only problem with g4 is that black can play g6, But there, maybe I go g5. That's what Reshevsky did against Leboyevich in this, I think it was against Leboyevich or Gligorich, maybe. It was a Serbian GM. I guess it was Gligorich. It was like g4, g5, and then h4, h5, ebook. Yeah, I mean, so now everything's going to hinge on this break with g4. I can play queen d4, though. He can shut it down. If I play g4, he could take it, and then I wasn't sure if I could actually win the e4 pawn. Because he can defend with knight f6 as well. So it's 1, 2, 3 defenders, 1, 2, 3 attackers. It's not so easy for me to pick off the e4 pawn. I might be able to surround it, literally surround it with like g4 pawn takes pawn, f5, knight e3, rook f4. But we have a chance to play on the other side. We can go for plan B. So I have g4, but it's the e4 is too well defended to play it right away. So let's prepare plan B. Oh, bishop h3. Yeah, bishop h3 is an idea. Plan B. He's allowing it. Inviting b3, in fact. Not only allowing it, but demanding it. My queen is a little short of squares. Black plays like rook a3. Well, I ought to maybe reposition here. There is knight c2 back. I don't know. The trick is like, oh, he's really inviting it now. I wanted to cover these squares. Threatening b4. He's got to move his piece again. He lost on time. He resigned because of time. But black's still hanging on here. It's a tiny advantage to white. b4, knight a4. Yeah, good game. I think that both sides played this game well. The engine actually thought you were slightly better. After this, could I go g4? It doesn't work. Let's see, after knight e3. Could I go g4? No, I can't do it. I never had it. I don't have time for two challenges, positional ply. Damn, dude, he's like a bullet pro. I've got one last game against Future Master, and then I've got to go. We're already late. Late. No, London, please promise me you won't play the London. I should play... Oh, you're going to play e4? That sucks. You play d4 and then e6, e4? What's that about? Who plays d4, e6, e4? Alright. Whatever. That's what happened to me against Hikaru the last time we played. Sorry guys, last game, I gotta go. I should have played knight f6 there. don't know the French too well. I tried to bluff Hikaru. He made his final GM norm as a result of that loss. Okay, this variation, I mean, it seems pretty solid for white, but nothing special. I've seen some games here. Putting on my shoes if you guys are wondering what I'm doing. Alright. I gotta go. Got to go! Soon. Okay, take, check. I know this is a variation. Check. I saw two strong players play this once. It was pretty equal. It's so long ago, though, I don't remember exactly how that game went. I think it was simply like this. Putting on my shoes. Alright. That's declaration of war, Nedog. Turning my most innocent comments into a perverse meme of some kind. Castle. I think white should castle queenside. What do you think, Nedog? I like castles queenside here for white. You literally never played this before. This being like the white side of the French. Or this variation with c3. Yeah, I'm trying to trick him into castling queenside. I didn't really think he should do that. Nedog pointed out that I like to test some false positives from time to time to throw people off. White's position is a little bit better. But seriously, what is the black's best move here, I wonder? Queen a5, trading queens. Yeah, that looks kind of dangerous. Might lose by force. Well, takes and bishop d7 is really exciting. You know, what else would I do? That's exciting chess. Now, we're playing some exciting chess now. Okay, I don't like bishop takes c6, b takes c6, so I'm going to do this. He's got the Greek gift sacrifice now. Mate takes, king takes, knight g5 check, king g8. Bishop h7 wins. He didn't do that. I can't understand why. Queen a5, trading queens. I'm sorry about playing the French defense, but it's past my bedtime. I feel like this is the right move. But then I'll get forked with knight g5. That's pretty funny. I'll have to play g6 if knight g5. It's okay. Whatever. That got me to I'm trying to get him to do it. All right, now I've equalized. I've equalized, but can we play for more? Future Master KO, I mean, you know, he's got the classic issue here where he's just playing too fast, you know? This time control is geared for thinking, not playing quick blitz bullet speed, so you're not using your time. You're not using your time advantage to eke out some slight edge that you should there. Basically, after d5, white can only be equal at best. Strategically, maybe different concept comes into play here. Where does his queen go after bishop e6? Like, that doesn't look easy to deal with. The Steinitzian School of Defense. He basically has to sacrifice his queen or something. I mean, I don't know. It's over. Yeah, I mean, he's playing fast games and then can't adapt to a new time control. You know, I had no, I didn't have anything else there. Like take, rook d8, white has queen b3 hanging on. So he probably expected me to like take twice and win the pawn on b2, but that's not enough. I have to win a piece here. He can't even really sacrifice his queen. I mean, bishop e6, rook takes d2, bishop takes a7 check. Isn't enough. He's not even close to enough material. He literally like can't sacrifice his queen. There's nothing to sacrifice it for. That would be the only way to sack the queen. Bishop takes e6. Bishop takes d5. Rook takes e7. Queen takes e7. Keep thinking there's something there, but I'm just a full piece up. No sense in taking any chances. I wanted to simplify by taking the bishop, allowing rook takes e7, queen e7, queen d5, rook d8, queen b3, and there's still no way to back rank him. Okay, I'm totally winning there. I'm totally winning. I could attack his queen. I could attack his queen with like anything in that position and just be totally winning. Generally speaking, I think the number one priority when you're up a piece is to not trade pawns. This is not a situation where it's really a big deal. There's 5 pawns left, but there's a lot of cases where people are careless. I literally once saved a game against a master strength player down a knight, a whole knight, because he was careless and he let me like trade off the last pawn and reach. Check this out. My greatest like swindle ever. It was rook and 2 knights against rook. So I was down 2 whole knights. And, you know, he just assumes he's winning, but I had this like killer stalemate fork threat, which forks stalemate and one of his knights. So he has to lose a knight or allow stalemate. And then I drew with like rook against rook and knight. And the guy, like, it was a team competition, so he basically like cost his team like winning this match by by not winning with rook and two knights against rook. White is being persistent here. Okay, rook c6, knight d4 doesn't happen, but he has 95. I don't want to lose my a6 pawn, but I don't really want to move my bishop either. Bishop f5 is okay. I don't like that it destabilizes my knight, though. I could just let the pawn go and take on b2. h6, queen a6, queen takes b2. Rook takes e6. That's a problem. There's no really convenient move for black here. I can move my rook, maybe. If bishop g4, I just run into knight e5. It's a bad calculation. I should have played bishop g4. Shit. Bishop g4 is a good move. Damn it. I'm thinking back rank, and I had queen takes e5. Man, that was dumb. Wow. Well, I have it now anyway. Better late than never. Yeah. Yeah, I should have seen. Hey, what's up? Hey, Miro. I'm late, guys. I gotta go. Last game. No back rank for him yet. I can attack f2. That can be defended by queen c5. I attack g2. Okay. So it's game over. That's cute. It's cute. It's cute. The vacuum. Zzz. Yeah. All right, I gotta go, guys. Good games. I'll see you later. Next stream tomorrow night. Tournament Tuesday. Tournament Tuesday. Join our team. Join our team Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. CST on Kick. Kick.com/Sladgie. Thanks everyone for subscribing. We'll be streaming on Kick tomorrow night. Team tournament. Thanks, Asterbait. Hey, it's Miro. Everybody for being subscribers. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.